The Under-20 CECAFA tournament serves not only as a regional competition, but also as a qualifying event for the Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations. The two finalists of the tournament secure qualification to AFCON. Kenya's involvement in the inaugural competition was way back when I was born in 1979. At that time, it was known as the African Youth Championship. Since its upgrade in 1991, Kenya has not qualified to participate in the new format of the tournament, making the recent success and this current success of the Rising Stars a historic achievement. So, nyota, yeah, muko na talent na pia muko na nyota, as they say. The top 4 finishers in the Under-20 AFCON tournament will earn qualification to the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Chile, which will take place from September to October 2025. Kenya should aspire to qualify for the Under-20 World Cup for the first time, following in the footsteps of the Kenya Under-17 Junior Starlets. Yeah, the ladies have shown the way. You guys can do it. We want it to be normal for Kenya to have a team in a World Cup. And I can tell you, I will do everything humanly possible in the ministry to support you where we can, because it will be historic if we can see you in the World Cup next year. The 20 players are seen as the future of Kenya football. And when I say this, I don't speak for myself. From the time you started your tournament in Tanzania this past week, every speech across the country, both media analysis and social media posts are focusing on you as the future of football in Kenya. You are actually a reincarnation of the Fabish boys or Fabish kids. But we expect you to do better than what happened in mid-90s or towards the late 90s with the Reinhard Fabish led team. And it is imperative that you are gradually integrated in the national team by the Harambee Stars coach. The impact of young talent is evident. And I know earlier on there was a discussion of who supports which team. And a number of our players here are based in Spain. And we all know the story of Lamine Yamal, who at 16 years old played a pivotal role in Spain's win of Euro 2024 with a goal and 4 assists. Kenya participation in Under-20 AFCON tournament next year is a great opportunity for our players to showcase their skills on a bigger stage and possibly attract attention of big clubs across the world. The ministry is committed to monitoring the progress of Under-20 players, ensuring their continued success both at a club and national levels. Additionally, the ministry will actively assist them in securing education scholarships from institutions that they recognize their sporting talents. The Kenya Academy of Sports will intensify talent scouting in school competitions and expand the number of camps to ensure that no talent goes unnoticed. Kenya Academy of Sports will also leverage on technology to aid in scouting and tracking talent. We have also asked the Kenya Academy of Sports to present to us a clear proposal on purchase of the gadgets that are used to determine the performance of a player, so that when they come to the Kenya Academy of Sports, whether they are 13, whether they are 15, whether they are 17, they can be able to wear those gadgets and train, and we can see and share their performances as players. Technology is going to play a very important role in this regard. Number 2, we have told the Kenya Academy of Sports they should stop, and I have made clear instructions that they should stop chasing funny tournaments out there for other reasons other than growing talent. There are many reasons why we support sports as a ministry. Some of it is recreational, some of it is foster peace and unity, some is also to foster people's health, improving health and so forth. That is not the work of Kenya Academy of Sports. That is the work of other entities within the Ministry of Sports. and partnering with maybe federations and organizations outside there. If we continue insisting that the Kenya Academy of Sports will be given resources to organize inter-county sports, which have no limits on age, it has no discipline on who can play, it has no recognition of what talent we are growing, we'll be wasting money. And therefore, the directive we've given Kenya Academy of Sports is to focus on young talent from 8 years old to these 18 years old, and of course, and beyond. But particularly in growing that talent, I have asked the Kenya Academy of Sports to focus on schools and school sports. That is all. That is enough for us to find the best talent across the country. And therefore, their job is to organize football clinics and other sports clinics. Their job is to make sure that they support and attend to all the sports activities in the Ministry of Education, and we put their resources. Them is to scout and shortlist a good number of talented players, bring them to the academy here in Nairobi, and some of them regionally, that as we shall be organizing, until we get a critical pool of players. And for this matter, a critical pool of footballers who will take over from yourself. We want to be competing in under 13, under 15, under 17, under 20, under 23, and the senior team. Continuously. Every year you finish with this group, we know that these ones have graduated to under 20, we go back to, we continue churning more talent until Kenya is known as the home of football talent as it should be. The ministry is expediting the construction of 30 sports academies across the country. We had advertised some sports academies a few weeks ago, but we sat down again to relook at the designs together with our school of TVET, and we have come up with prototypes, designs, that now will be standardized, and we will have at least a sports academy in the next 3 to 4 years. We will have a sports academy in every constituency, meaning we will have 290 sports academies across the country. And we will have reasonable pitch, good football pitch that can also be modified for rugby. We will have a running track. We will have also a hall there with some few offices, and that facility will be maintained to make sure that we can grow talent across the country. No part of Kenya will be left. No part of Kenya. We want in the next few years, we'll be seeing also talented players from Mandera, from Wajir, from Tana River, from Lamu, that are going to join you to become part and parcel of the talent. No Kenyan community and no part of this country should be left out. There is no place that we cannot get talent that can play football across the country. Again, that is our focus. You will be seeing in the new prototype in the next few days, 7 days to 10 days, us going back to the market to advertise and get these contractors to go on site. And we are going to put the best supervision to make sure that we have the best sports academies across the country. We are also collaborating with the Ministry of Education to provide ongoing training, recognition, and certification of teachers who are coaches or referees. We will also support schools who have strong sporting tradition, such as the St. Anthony's, and I'm reading this with a heavy heart because they used to be our high school competitors, St. Anthony's Boys Kitale, where the talent of Aldrin, who is here, Amos, the captain, Louis Ngavi, were nurtured. 3 of you, right? Yeah, were nurtured, and we will work with the schools to enhance the infrastructure. As a matter of fact, most 90% of the sports academies across the constituencies are situated in schools. So schools who have been able to give us 7 acres that we need for construction of the sports academy. So we are going to integrate all these issues. I am saying this, our schools, our colleges, and our universities shall be the center of talent in Kenya. We will make sure that these institutions are working with us to make sure that the talent is grown. The ministry supported this team to the best of their request. We did a full support of funding as requested by FKF, and you can confirm that, Mr. Amimo, that the request that came, we funded it fully. What we will request to FKF and the other football federations, because the challenge we've been having as a ministry and the sports fund here, the CEO, Mr. Nu is here, is requests that are sometimes high. Somebody brings a big request and they have calculated in their mind that so that if it is reduced, we can get this much. We are not going to, we want to agree on standard costing of camps, training, traveling, allowances, and everything. So that when you make a request, you don't need to exaggerate. You don't need to give us work to come and reduce here and there and rationalize. We will know the request you made for Tanzania. The next time you go to Uganda, it's the same. We will just know that the rates and the standards are the same. If you go to Europe, we know this is the rates and standards are the same. So that we make sure that we use this money in a very careful manner. We must manage these resources carefully. If we don't, we are not going to get this talent and we are not going to get the level of comfort that you had last week. If we work together with the all federations, and this is not just for football, for athletics, for volleyball, for rugby, and all the other games, we will be able to support. And that's why, since I came to office, we've been able to support a number of these activities, including your under-20 sporting activity, African Cycling Championship. We hosted Rugby Sevens, the under-17 starlets who are now in Dominican Republic, and Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers that have been done, and those that are going also to continue being done in the next few weeks. I know many of you have been complaining about why our national team has been unable to play at home. We found a dilapidated sports infrastructure, and there was a requirement from CAF that we must sort out the Nyayo Stadium and Kasarani Stadium, and the progress is good. So far, as we said, we are ready and prepared to host the CHAN in February. As you know, in Kasarani, we are doing major facelifting of the stadium, the offices, the training pitches. The main pitch in Kasarani itself, we are planting new grass. I have seen the debate around the weekend from experts who may not have had access to what we are doing, speaking about, the pitch is not in good condition and so forth. That's not a true position. As a country, we went a great length to invite experts from CAF, from the Confederation of African Football, and they came here and have given us a fantastic report of how we should improve the playing pitch, both in Nyayo Stadium and in Kasarani. And the recommendations they gave are fantastic. Some will be incorporated after the CHAN. Some are being incorporated now, between now and December, to make us ready for the CHAN in February. And after CHAN in February, we will do even a major first lift of Nyayo. Nyayo, for example, we have agreed to continue with the grass that is there, just to improve it for purpose of CHAN, because of the timelines. And then after the February, we can do away with the Kikuyu grass and plant another type of grass. So we are on course, and we want to appreciate CAF for giving us very good technical support and giving us a very robust report, including which equipment we should buy to make sure that our pitches are good. In the end, this preparation of Africa Cup of Nations will have made us have very good football infrastructure. The Talanta Stadium in Ngong Road, Nyayo Stadium, Kasarani Stadium, and other pitches across the country are going to be made to required standards. I want to promise the country that also we are working to provide at least good football stadia in the region, in the various parts of the country. We're finishing Bugungu Stadium. We should be able to finish the stadium in Bungoma. We need to make sure that we maintain the one in Kisumu, Homa Bay. We will make sure that we finish the one in Eldoret. We have done something in Kirikiti. We want to make sure that we hand over soon. We are doing all the others, the stadium that is in Kinoru. And we just finished Kwale the other day. We are helping them to complete the planting of the grass. And we want to put stadia across the region. We want to have a stadium in northeastern part of the country, coastal part of the country that has been left for a long time. And we will make sure that across the country, our players have an opportunity to play. Sports fund and sports activities shall be funded. we have done everything possible to make sure that when our players are going for international assignments, they are facilitated enough. And that is what will continue to make sure that Kenya becomes destinations. We appreciate you, we thank you, and we will support you in preparation for your competition of AFCON. We've been requested that you go to a camp outside the country. We will support. We have also been requested that we get you friendly matches with more competitive teams. We will also support the same. And as I said, Mr. Amimo, just ensure that the budget is reasonable, well managed, so that we can do more friendly matches and we can do also a bit more of camping outside the country. Asanteni sana and God bless you. Pongezi.